Lucius Verus, co-emperor of Rome, was a Roman emperor who, alongside his adoptive brother Marcus Aurelius, ruled the Roman Empire from 161 AD until his death in 169 AD. Although Lucius Verus is primarily remembered as the co-emperor with Marcus Aurelius, his reign is often overshadowed by the achievements of his more famous counterpart. Nevertheless, his life and rule were pivotal to the Roman Empire, particularly during a time marked by military conflict, the Antonine Plague, and political challenges. Lucius Verus was born as Lucius Cionius Commodus on December 15, 130 AD, into a prominent Roman family. His father, Aulus Cionius Commodus, was a member of the Roman Senate, while his mother, Annia Galeria Faustina, hailed from a well-established senatorial family. At birth, Lucius Verus was not in line for the imperial throne, but his connection to the emperor's family through his mother would later play a significant role in his rise. In 138 AD, when Lucius was about 8 years old, Emperor Hadrian passed away, and his successor, Antoninus Pius, was chosen to rule. Antoninus, Hadrian's adoptive son, adhered to Hadrian's wish by adopting several individuals into his family, including Lucius Verus's father. As a result, in 138 AD, Lucius Verus's family name changed when Antoninus adopted him, and he became Lucius Aurelius Verus as part of the imperial family. By the time Lucius reached adulthood, the political landscape had significantly shifted. His adoptive brother, Marcus Aurelius, became the heir to the throne after Antoninus Pius. While Marcus was already recognized for his intellect and character, Lucius Verus would carve out his own path, which was distinctly different from that of his brother. When Antoninus Pius died in 161 AD, Marcus Aurelius was proclaimed emperor. In a rare move, Marcus Aurelius chose to share power with Lucius Verus, making him co-emperor. This decision was likely a political strategy aimed at ensuring stability within the empire. Marcus, though intellectually gifted and highly esteemed, was a Stoic philosopher, often seen as reserved and introspective. In contrast, Lucius Verus was more outgoing and charismatic. The arrangement likely served to present a united front to the Senate and the people of Rome, possibly preventing any internal threats to the throne. While dual emperorship was unconventional, the Roman Empire had precedents for shared power, especially during times of military strife or political instability. Despite being co-emperor, Lucius Verus did not have equal control over all matters. His responsibilities were largely centered around the eastern frontiers, particularly dealing with the Germanic tribes along the Danube River. One of the most significant military actions during Lucius Verus's reign was the Parthian War 166 AD, a conflict between the Roman Empire and the Parthian Empire. Lucius Verus was placed in charge of the eastern campaigns, and although he was nominally in charge, much of the actual leadership came from Roman generals. The war was sparked when the Parthians invaded the Roman province of Armenia, a client state of Rome. The Roman response was swift and decisive, with generals like Avidius Cassius playing key roles. Despite initial setbacks, the Roman legions achieved victory, and in 165 AD, Lucius Verus returned to Rome in triumph. The war, however, had taken a considerable toll on the empire. Lucius Verus was criticized by some for not being more active in the field, yet his formal triumph in Rome in 166 AD solidified his status as a ruler. Another defining event of Lucius Verus's reign was the Antonine Plague 165-180 AD, which struck the empire shortly after the conclusion of the Parthian War. Likely caused by smallpox or measles, the plague decimated the Roman population and had far-reaching social and economic consequences. The disease is estimated to have killed up to 1/4 of the population, particularly affecting the Roman military and weakening the empire's ability to defend its borders. The plague began after Lucius Verus and his army returned from the east, and it spread rapidly throughout the empire, taking a heavy toll on both soldiers and civilians. The plague's impact was especially severe in urban areas, where the population density facilitated the rapid spread of disease. Rome itself saw a dramatic rise in mortality, and the empire faced labor shortages and a weakened military. In response, Lucius Verus and Marcus Aurelius took steps to address the crisis, including implementing public health measures such as quarantines and establishing medical services for the sick. Unfortunately, the plague continued to ravage the empire for years, well beyond Lucius Verus's death. Lucius Verus died suddenly in 169 AD, and the exact cause of his death remains unclear. Ancient sources suggest that he died from a stroke or some form of illness while on a campaign in the east. The historian Cassius Dio notes that Lucius Verus succumbed to a fever, possibly worsened by the stress of ongoing military campaigns and the physical toll of years of war. Lucius Verus's untimely death left Marcus Aurelius to rule alone. While Lucius had been a largely passive co-emperor, his death marked the beginning of Marcus Aurelius's sole reign. Marcus would go on to face numerous challenges, including wars with the Germanic tribes and continuing spread of the Antonine Plague. Although Lucius Verus is often overshadowed by his more celebrated adoptive brother Marcus Aurelius, his reign was nonetheless significant in the history of the Roman Empire. His rule helped secure Roman dominance over the Parthians and reinforce the empire's military presence in the east. The unique model of leadership he shared with Marcus Aurelius also exemplified cooperation and division of responsibility, which helped maintain stability during a time of military conflict and internal strife. Today, Lucius Verus is remembered primarily for his role as co-emperor with Marcus Aurelius, his involvement in the Parthian War, and his death during the Antonine Plague. Although he may not be as renowned as his adoptive brother, his reign represents an important chapter in the history of Rome.